Hi, on this video I'm going to show you how to connect Sony PS3 gamepad to Astroberry Server. Connecting this gamepad controller to any Raspberry Pi type of operating system is very easy when we use a regular USB cable. Quick and easy. We hook up the cable and it's getting connected immediately. Single light, flashing light, means that it's connected and it's charging. But when we try to connect the same controller over Bluetooth, is not always successfully. As you see right now, controller is flashing, it's trying to pair. I turned on Bluetooth on Astroberry Server as discoverable. I'm trying to add device, but nothing happens. So that's the very common case, and I try to explain what to do, how to reconfigure Astroberry Server in order to detect controller like that. Yeah, so we have to organize screens. We'll need to use a terminal, download a few programs, or execute them, and pair this controller manually. Yeah, so first what we have to download is libusb library. Yeah, obviously Astroberry asks us for password. Password is default in this case. Yes, program has been downloaded and installed. Now we have to create directory sixpair and enter a directory named sixpair. And now it's time to download the source file of the sixpair program. After downloading it, we have to compile it to executable program, the one that we can execute from the terminal. Yeah, that's the command to compile it. Yes, program has been compiled. You see this green highlighted program is the one that we have to execute. But it's always a good practice to reboot the server after installation, so we can ensure this way that everything started correctly. So Astroberry Server has been rebooted. We have to enter password one more time. And time to open terminal, organize our windows, and continue. Yes, one more check. What is about directory? Check of directory structure. We enter to the sixpair catalog. Our sixpair program file is already present in this catalog, and we will execute this program in a second. Yeah, we executed the program. One more time it asked us for Astroberry Server password. And what we see on the screen is that program after execution told us that no controller found on USB buses. This basically means that we have to connect our PS3 gamepad to USB. What this sixpair program does, it reprograms the PS3 controller so it will become discoverable by Raspberry Pi, actually Astroberry operating system. Now, what you see on the screen are the sequence of MAC addresses. Don't be confused. Those MAC addresses, they don't belong to this PS3 controller. Those are internal MAC addresses of Bluetooth installed on Raspberry Pi board, right? So they are pretty much useless for us. It's just good to know that what is the number to distinguish it from other reported. But for now, they are pretty much useless. Yeah, so the next step is to launch a Bluetooth control program, which is internally on Astroberry Server. You have to make Bluetooth discoverable on the server. And turn on the agent. Actually, agent was already turned on. So next step is to push discovery button on PS3 controller, and what we see is the MAC address of our controller, right? The one the one which is being highlighted is our MAC address that we have to connect to Astroberry Server using Bluetooth. So it's good to copy it somewhere on the side. The next step is attempt to connect this MAC address. So we are using command connect and pasting the MAC address. This connection may take a couple of times. Sometimes it says yes, sometimes no. In general, after such yes-no sequence, as you see, we are missing one more step here to trust that type of device. So we are not being connected because this device is not on a trusted devices list. So we have to add here command trust and the MAC address of PS3 controller. Yeah, trust succeeded. So it's the last step. We can try to add controller from the device list in the Bluetooth controller list. So we're clicking add device. Our PS3 gamepad came as a first. We have to click pair, and here's the moment. It asks us for pin. There is no pin to enter here. What you have to do is just plug in USB cable for a quick second, and then controller will be identified, right? Yeah, it may take a couple of times, try and errors. It not always works for first time, but be sure it will work. In my case, it worked for a second time. Again, add device, click a pairing button, and you see one LED is blinking, and this one LED should remain, or controller should connect when we unplug USB. See, connected, yes, and we have it, right? Astroberry Server connected over Bluetooth with PS3 controller. We no longer have to use a cable. A limited number of USB ports on Raspberry Pi. In my case, it is Raspberry Pi 4 version B with 4 gigs of RAMs. The number of USB ports is always precious. There's only 4 of them. So we have a device which we can use to control our telescope connected via Bluetooth, right? So in the next part, I will show you how to briefly configure KStars and Indy to get this device operating on a regular telescope. Yeah, so it's always a good practice to reboot after such configuration. This will ensure us that with the fresh operating system or fresh session of the operating system, our controller is detected and connected. Yeah, so after rebooting, we again have to enter the password and look at the lights of our controller. Bingo. Remember, solid light means that it's fully charged. When there is only one light up, when it's flashing, one light when it's flashing means that it's charging. Now I opened KStars. In KStars we have to click this dome icon and just make a quick configuration. Indicate that we use a joystick. Configure our devices. I don't have a mount connected in this case, in this example, so I just use a telescope simulator. And I have Canon DSLR connected. Joystick is already connected, so we have to save. Start Indy. So we have to enable joystick in a telescope simulator. In your case it may be regular mount, right? But it has to be enabled in order to operate. Then you can see how the joystick is mapped, how buttons are mapped in the mount, right? Configuration. The last thing is that you can go to joystick, and it's good practice to check. Look, this monitor option, we'll see that whenever we move any of the buttons, it reflects some change in the monitor, right? This means that our joystick is alive. It really communicates through Indy with KStars. It's not full configuration. I'm just showing few screens just to prove that it really works. Obviously there is more step to correctly configure the whole setup. This config is only to show how to do it, to get the joystick. Yes, so we are on Ekos, on our mount menu. The telescope is parked. We don't have a tracking. telescope first, and then all the functions become available. So now I'm trying to go to a specific location. It's coming. Here we go. And look, I'm moving the joystick right, left, up, down, and this caused our target to move as well. So meaning that we really control our mount, actually our telescope on the mount. These two buttons, the one that I figure out, they are to park, unpark. Left joystick is to move telescope, right joystick is to change speed. Yeah, I'm slowing telescope again. Yes, this is because I unpark the telescope from the gamepad, right? So that's why it went to its park position and now it's coming back. Yes, please note that this gamepad has a standby mode. So after some time of inactivity, it switches to standby mode. Please also look that when we slew the telescope with gamepad, tracking is turned off. You see how this tracking on-off switches when we maneuver the joystick. Yeah, so it's important to know when we connect the gamepad to have a joystick active. So whenever we configure Indie, gamepad has to be active. Once it's already connected, Indie's connected, joystick is connected, the joystick can switch into standby mode and come back, doesn't matter, it will always work. That's all, thank you.